Hello, welcome. We do have another SASL Season 3 Round 2 game as ZVP. I do have the wonderful Flamga with me as well to co-cast today. Say hello.
It is good morning here, but hello.
Oh, sorry.
Well.
Yes, you are overseas. Nonetheless. I will jump straight into intros and then we'll obviously get straight into the game. So, spawning in the top right-hand corner, I did say earlier we do have a ZVP. Spawning our top right corner in Cloud Kingdom, we do have the yellow Zerg Seekreprieve, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, our dark blue Protoss pRoNotoriouS. And I'll jump over to you, Flamga, as I set up the stream.
Yes, I do love the Korean intros. They're quite cool. Now, are you on my camera or am I on your camera?
Look, I'll jump on yours initially while I get the scoreboard sorted.
Okay, so we are on Cloud Kingdom. Now, obviously, ZVP, very information-based matchup. I would expect the Seekreprieve to be doing as much scouting as possible initially, just because on this map it is 99.9% certain that the Protoss will do some sort of Forge Fast Expand, and but that means if the Protoss does do that, he's going to be going for some two-phase play, which means he could be going for a Stargate play, he could be going for a 6-gate all-in. It's up to the Zerg to actually find out what he's doing and then react appropriately. Does the Zerg go for a 2-base? Does he go for a 3-base? Does he emphasise on creep spread to make sure he can defend against some sort of Void Ray all-in? So it is up to Seekreprieve initially to determine what's going to be going on, and pRoNotoriouS will be throwing down that Forge first. I would also expect to see Gate and Cannon first before Nexus, delaying the Nexus a tiny bit, but will also make sure he is super safe against any sort of Ling aggression. I mean, this wall is really, really easy to hammer down, especially with Roach, especially with Zerglings. So we do have pRoNotoriouS going to be denying Seekreprieve's expansion just for a bit, going to be a pain in the ass. And I'm people in the other room wondering what the hell I am going on about.
I'm all sorted, so if you need to get them all clear with what you are doing, I can hold fort.
Yeah. So I'm doing a cast online. They're gonna go. What the hell is that?
For those who don't know, Flamga is overseas at the moment, so he's not in his usual lair.
Nothing wrong with your grandparents. They're awesome. So Notorious did throw down that Nexus first, Nexus Cannon, then another pylon. I'm on Skype. I'm actually doing an online cast with 500,000 people as far as you're concerned. And we'll be throwing down the gateway and pylon now because Seekreprieve did go pull first and then down to his hatchery. His lings will be out and he will be able to sneak past that cannon. We will lose one Zergling doing that. We will be able to get 3 Zerglings in his base, be able to do some damage on that Nexus and deny mining there. Notorious won't be able to get that Zealot out in time. However, we'll be throwing up with a double gas. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of Stargate play. I mean, it's really easy to abuse this 3rd base and then hop straight up into the main base just because of the close air position there. And the lings are in. That is a very good cannon position, but he can actually get one ling up on the top part of that pylon. if he works that top part of the pylon, he would be all right. But that's fine. pRoNotoriouS does knock them back, and the gate goes down. So we do have the 2 gas up nice and early, which means I'm confidently going to say that he will be throwing down a Stargate or Robotics Bay. I
Yeah,
would like to see a Stargate.
you saw Seekreprieve getting an early third as well. I know, having played with Seekreprieve, and he does like to drone up, get that economy going, but seeing that Forge expand will mean that he'll be pretty safe against any kind of early pressure. So getting that early third and opting to macro up as well.
Definitely. Now, yeah, this is going to be the defining moment. Now, this is where Seekreprieve has to figure out what's going on. So we do have Warp Gate going down. We do have a Sentry coming out. What will Notorious follow up with? He will be following up with a Stargate.
Yeah.
So that now it's up to Seekreprieve to figure this out. So he does have an Overlord near him. If he does do an Overlord scout, he will see this, and he will be able to. Our pRoNotoriouS is going to be a bit of a bastard here. He's going to attack with his single Zealot. You normally wait for a couple at least, because then they will be forced to make a lot of Zerglings. But 1 Zealot, I mean, you can take that down with 4 Zerglings without any casualties if you micro them. I mean, Seekreprieve is making 4 extra Zerglings, but that's not as much compared to if he waited for a couple more Zealots and then pushed out with that. Now, he does have Warp Gate coming. He does have a Robo at the same... So he's going heavy tech. So this is where some sort of roach bust, it does come in handy, especially when the Predator does go heavy tech. They're not going to have anything to defend their base. I mean, a couple of force fields is nothing. The roaches still can reach these front buildings, and if you take out that forge, no extra cannons, it does really make it really easy to abuse. And Notorious going for a Phoenix opening. I don't agree with this. Void Ray is definitely the best way to go, and he's focusing down the Zealot, finally losing a whole lot of Zerglings there. And because of the big kerfuffles we've already had, Seekreprieve actually doing very well in the harvest count, 53 to 43. Notorious, 1 Phoenix is out on the field, a 2nd Phoenix coming. This really won't... Honestly, I can't see this doing much. Does he have an Evo chamber? He does have an Evo chamber on the field, so he will be able to throw down Spore Crawlers fairly easily. He's going to force a few more Queens, and that's going to be good for him for the creep spread. So either way, I do feel Void Rays would have been the better option, but... as long as he does some worker damage, then it's not a bad thing. He will get scouting information, which is obviously the essential thing for him. And Robotic Spacer, he will be going for a Colossi, so he will be going straight into the Death Ball approach, getting extra gas as expansion.
Are you surprised that Seekreprieve hasn't put in a scouting overlord? It's now 9 minutes into the game.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So you need to know what that person's doing. If you can't get in the front, you need to sacrifice an overlord to get in there. Unless you're 100% sure, and obviously Seekreprieve only throwing down those Spore Crawlers. Now, he's not going to be able to take out this Queen. But now he will. Or he won't, because the Spore Crawlers are up now.
Yeah,
never
he
mind.
could have waited for a few more, but...
There we go. So look, the Queen will go down, but look, that's definitely not cost effective. He's going to lose 1 Phoenix there. This other base does have 1 Spore up. The main has a Spore up. He does have a lair. So now it's just going to be down to scouting information. These Phoenix not doing the damage they need, and he needs to get into that main base to see what's going on. He needs to see that infestation pick, because that's going to be able to determine what composition the Protoss goes. So ZVP sort of goes like, actually, you better go on your own cam now, because I'm not going to move the camera.
I have been for quite some time.
Awesome. It goes along the lines of, it's up to the Zerg to get scouting information first. So the Protoss generally has the safety of choosing what build they want to do. Whether they go, I mean, they can do a 4-gate all-in if they really want to. They can do a 6-gate all-in. They can go Blink Stalkers. They can go Colossi. They can go Stargate. They can go whatever they want. And they've got the safety of having that wall there. It's like, just similar to like ZVT, you sort of have to know what's coming along to be able to counter it. But after you've found that, then it's the Zerg's turn to respond to that. So he's got an infestation kit. Now it's up to pRoNotoriouS to figure out what the Zerg's doing and then counter that appropriately. But because he's already gone that Colossi mixture, that mixture's already very good against that as it is. Those Colossi do outrange the infestors. So if any Neuroparasite comes out, which isn't very common anymore, it used to be very common when the range was 9 on the Neuroparasite, it's now 7, so it's not so good. But
sorry, I was just going to say these Phoenixes are doing quite a bit of damage now. Taking a lot of a lot of Overlords. But we do have an engagement about to come in the front. Seekreprieve realizing that he can't stay at home and he has to do some pressure. He obviously, like you said, does have that roach heavy composition. So, but yeah, like I said,
and
these Phoenixes have just been ripping up at home.
And a brilliant wall from Notorious here. Now, this is exactly what you want to do, except the pylons are probably in the worst spot possible. I mean, they're at the front instead of at the back. But this sort of wall forces the Zerg to be forced through a choke. It means that the Zerg has to, if he wants Zerglings to be able to do any good damage, he has to run right around. The Roaches can do somewhat good damage, and the Colossus can just sit behind his Stalkers can sit behind here, and he can force fill that off, and it's fairly safe. Seekreprieve is going for a fourth now. He's going to be meeting up with some more of his army. He does have a total of 27 Roaches on the field. Now, that's honestly, against what Notorious has, it's not that good. ZVP, Zergs, ideally should be ahead on food. Ideally, especially against the Colossus mixture. And he's going to be going for an attack on the third base, and he's getting care to cancel this photon cannon. He's going to force the entire army of Notorious to come down, and because of his own choke, they're going to be forced to forcing a cancel on all those warfare. He's going to be able to take out the Twilight Council as well. Blink's being cancelled.
He needs to be really careful with these Colossi as well, because if he loses them, that's huge. But nice force field repelling Seekreprieve. But he did actually.
Honestly, I was going to say, this army that Notorious has can absolutely decimate Seekreprieve.
Yeah, easily.
This army is so strong, and Seekreprieve's doing the right thing retreating here. He does have more infested. He should have ran in with them and just infested Terran the main wall. That would have been so powerful. Now, Notorious still has these Phoenix. Now, if he keeps using these for scouting information, it's going to be really, really great play. You've got to increase use of all your units. Those Phoenix are going to be able to do, not necessarily economical damage by killing drones, but they can stop overlords from getting out in the field, so there's no scouting information. They can also stop, also make sure they know where all their expos are. So, I mean, there are a couple overlords on the field where they could kill because they haven't really scouted. Right now, he should be picking up drones. Right now, he really should be picking up drones. He's just laid down 3 spores spines. It's a bit much, but okay, so he will make sure that that base is safe. Getting at the corrupt, that's a lot of corruptors, dude. There's a lot of Colossus though, so yes, there a corruptor sounds about right, but he also does have the infestors out. He does have Hive on the way, and he just started getting the upgrades. Range +1, no, he has range +2, sorry, and Carapace +1 on the way, and his infestors are going to be able to do a decent amount of damage, but if he can get these Colossus, that's going to be even better. But yeah, pRoNotoriouS, he's ahead in food. I believe he's going to be ahead in workers, 92 workers to 71. 92 is a lot of workers, but regardless of that, their army's food are the same. There aren't enough Roaches here to tank what could be a very, very damaging army. But what it will come down to is his infestor and corruptor control. If he can destroy those Colossus, then he's going to be in a good position. But it's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to the insane micro. And I'm still going to come back to these Phoenix and note that they really aren't doing much. They're sort of just sitting on the side. They should at least have them fly around the map, see as much as you can. There's still 2 overlords, 1 overlord now that he can kill.
Yeah, and they're almost all 200 energy. That's like a lot of drones that you can lift up. And I guess notably, if you look at the resource count, both, I mean, Seekreprieve doesn't really have necessarily an advantage in the pooling aspect, so it seems like it's going to come to down to one major engagement, and whoever can pull it off more effectively is going to be able to take that comfortable lead.
So what Notorious is actually waiting for is that mothership to finish up, so he did end up going for that, and that's the best thing about getting that Stargate early. You can go for the mothership at any point in time. It's not too hard just to throw down the fleet beacon as well. And he will be getting SASLtv. He will be reinforcing with High Templar and Archons after the initial push. But as it is, I mean, he doesn't really have much going. Honestly, he doesn't have much going from him. He does have Breedlords. He does have Infestors, 11 Breedlords, but there's not much to tank for him, honestly.
Yeah, nice fungal, and actually more than likely will be able to take out these Phoenix if he can keep the fungals going. And that's poor use. Go down. Okay,
so the Phoenix are down, and Seekreprieve is now making his move. Now, this isn't really the best composition to go with, because those Colossus are going to be what's going to be able to kill those Roaches quickly, and then the Stalkers do have Blink, and they're going to be able to blink in. And he is going to have Archons, so I don't know. This could be very, very close. Notorious is going to have to retreat around. Now, this wall is sacrificable, and that is the wrong nexus to be building that mothership at. That is the wrong nexus.
Yeah, it could actually. Seekreprieve I mean, it does have a different icon when you're building a mothership, but it looks like it's actually going to get out just in time.
So now the issue here is going to be is that Seekreprieve has no anti-air. He has 2 corruptors. That's it. He has nothing to go against this, and these Brewlog are going to go down. He needs to blink in.
Look at that fungal on the mothership.
A storm's coming down, but he needs to blink in. Okay, the blinking under the Brewlog. Brewlog are going down. So the mothership did end up going down, but if he takes out these Broodlords, his Colossus need to focus by the rope and not the Broodling.
Oh my god, Seekreprieve is actually doing an amazing job given the army composition he had.
Doing a fantastic job there, focusing firing down that mothership with infested Terrans. Very good job there. And the problem here is now going to be these Colossi. He needs to be able to get rid of them, but has
14
no...
Corruptors on the way.
He does have Corruptors on the way, but he doesn't have the resource to really transform them all. He doesn't have enough income. He has his fifth base, but not mining any gas from it, and that's exactly what he needs right now. Extremely gas heavy later on, compared to the other races. The other races are gas heavy, but also require a lot more minerals. Zerg seem to require an even amount of both minerals and gas. Now, going to be going for this 4th base on his campaign of destruction. And these Colossi are really just sealing the deal against this base. Just do so much damage, but so
needs to be careful with these Colossi though.
Again, this again is...
Oh my god, he's getting so much damage on these Colossi. They will all go down.
He's going to be able to destroy all these Colossi, and then there's going to be nothing, but never mind, he just decimates it. Okay, he just decimated that, never mind.
But the thing is, he doesn't have much of a pool. If you look, there's 3k in the bank for Notorious, so that's really the only thing, I guess, going. I mean, he did reset his Colossi count, which is a big deal.
And the biggest thing here now that there's no Colossi, those Broodlords are going to be extremely dangerous now.
Yeah, I don't know how Seekreprieve did so well in both those engagements. It's actually quite amazing. If you look at the resources lost, he's actually up like about 4,000. He was down a couple of thousand before both engagements, so definitely a nice trade-off for both.
What it comes down to is the worker counts of both players. Seekreprieve is just over 60 workers. That's good. That's fine. But Notorious is about 96, and that's going to be too much. Its army is 30 food less. And if you take that, that's 120 food against, 130, 140 food. So it's not good. The Colossus gets taken down. These Stalkers are going to get taken down as well. And these Zealots cannot fire up no matter which way, and that is GG from Notorious.
That's amazing play.
That could have really gone either way there.
And we'll be back shortly with game number 2, but definitely an awesome game to start. I thought Notorious was, had definitely the more promising army, but again, with Colossi and a few key units, if you can't do a good engagement, you can switch the tide of the battle quite quickly.
So I normally, if you do get to late games EVP, what normally it comes down to is the Protoss. Yeah, you have to go for that mothership. That mothership is just so good, especially if you've gone for an early Stargate. There's no reason not to. Just go down that tech route and just get it. I've got someone asking me stuff at the same time. So you always expect to see that mothership. Blink Stalk is always good, especially against any type of Broodlord. Colossus are really good. Void Rays are really good. There's so many units they can throw in there, especially Archons. Archons are amazing against Broodlords. They just take so much damage, allows the Stalkers to blink in. Zerg, on the other hand, you need Broodlords, you need Corruptors. They're the two biggest things. You need to be able to take out that mothership, you need to be able to take out the ground units. But it's really amazing, it's really good to reinforce with Queens that can transfuse your Broodlords, make them stronger. Some Roaches on the ground, yeah, Roaches are good, but Queens just take up so much more damage, and they can transfuse, and they can shoot up. The point of the Roach isn't to do damage, it's just to tank damage for the Broodlords. So the Broodlords just do so much damage, it's ridiculous. So I suppose...
Yeah, go, keep going.
Sorry, go. No, I'm done.
I was just asking, Antigua Shipyard is the map choice. GSL will be the GSL version. What are your thoughts on that matchup? Obviously, Notorious did pick it, given that he did lose the first game, so Protoss favored, would you say?
It's definitely a free-base Protoss map. Now, GSL Antigua Shipyard is permanently cross-spawned, so it will be easy enough for him to get that third base. So, ideally, what I'd see from Notorious, I wish you wouldn't mind seeing the same opening. It's one of those maps that's just really good with the airplay, like really good for Void Rays. So instead of getting those things, get those Void Rays out, attack that third base. And then it's just easy to get that third and hold it. They're just so close together. On the other hand, Seekreprieve should be going for some sort of mutalist play. Again, airplay very, very strong. You have access to the main, you have access to the third base, so there's no excuse not to do that. And hang on, I've got people asking me for bloody links and all this and all that. And
You're just a popular man. Well, while you're dealing with your hordes of fans, I will do our special shout outs to our sponsors. Obviously, they're an important aspect of this season. As you can see on the screen on the left hand side, we do have Juice Studios, one of our major sponsors. For cheap and reliable Australian-based web hosting and VPS, go no further than juicestudios.com.au. We are countdown in the game, but I will be able to finish this in time, I feel. In the top right, we do have TerraStralis, one of Southeast Asia's most established StarCraft 2 clans. TerraStralis is perfect for any StarCraft 2 enthusiasts. Be sure to check them out at www.clan-ta.com. And as we jump into the game, our last but definitely not least, Channel 4 News Team, a group of gaming enthusiasts delivering higher quality gaming reviews and previews. Be sure to check them out at www.c4nt.net. And thank you again to our sponsors.
Okay, so we're going to go straight into the game. I'm going to do the intros this time. I want to do introductions.
Okay.
In the bottom left-hand corner of Antigua's Shipyard, we do have the Yellow Zerg currently 1 up in this best of 3 series. The Yellow Zergs... Hang on, how do we do the twisty thing?
You do it, I do it as you say it.
Oh, I wanted to do the twisty thing. Okay,
you do it. Oh, you.
Seekreprieve. Go.
You've got it, man. You've got the show. Nice zoom in.
Okay, and in the top right-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we do have the blue pRoNotoriouS.
Come on, man. Where's the zoom in on that one?
I don't know how, because of my keyboard's different. It doesn't zoom. Oh, sorry, I paused it. Sorry. Accident. Okay.
Well, I'm good.
Well, that's now, wait, what keys? Oh, there they go. That's the twisty bit.
You go insert and then scroll in as you press delete.
Yeah, there's only because on my keyboard is a 10 keyless, so I don't have a numpad, so I don't have an insert key unless it's on the.
I'll jump on your I'll jump on your can for a minute while I update the scoreboard, so you can redeem yourself with your knowledge.
Oh yay! So after that embarrassing set of skills, now we do have Seekreprieve going for the same opening before, going pull first, going to be throwing down the hatch. That just ensures any sort of block will get denied, and again he's going to be forced to go scout pRoNotoriouS first. Now Notorious is going to be doing that wall off at the front, and this is possibly one of the not worse. I wouldn't say worse, but it's not as good as doing a wall off with your Nexus at the back, and going for a Nexus first in this position is a terrible idea. It just takes so long to wall off this wall here, and it's just so exposed, especially if you get an Overlord over in this section over here. You can get Roach, just do some sort of Roach rush and just bust the sign, just walk past that cannon. That wall is just so susceptible to any sort of damage. You really need to get that Forge down and Gateway down first, just to make sure no sort of rush is possible.
Back.
It's just not worth that risk, and Seekreprieve will see this. That Overlord is going to be coming over here eventually. It better be coming over there eventually. The other Overlord will also be coming over to the other side, so he will be able to do that scouting. He needs to make sure he does that. If there's any Void Ray play, he needs to see that. And Notorious, cannon going down, throwing down the cannon, throwing down the Gateway, throwing down the Forge. And this cannon is in not so the best position, because Roaches can hit on this right-hand side. It does need to be in the middle. It needs one at the edge, and then it's a semi-safe wall. So it's interesting to see what happens. And
yeah, that probe is finally.
I just need to deal with something.
Yeah,
quickly.
no worries. I'll hold the fort. So as we saw, the Notorious actually had a scouting probe. It was hidden in the back here for quite some time. So Seekreprieve did the appropriate thing and checked all of his base for any kind of pylons. With this Forge expand, you do have the opportunity as Protoss to put in some cannon pressure if you want. Notorious didn't opt for that in the end, but this Ling, he hasn't actually scouted up, and if he jumps up into the base, he will be able to see that he can run straight in here. I don't even think this one building blocked this off. No, he can still get in, so I think Seekreprieve...
He does need a double Zealot to block that off, and even then, Seekreprieve, if he... And this is the best thing about you need to scout that wall early on. If you see a wall like this, you just bust it. Like, you just flat out bust it. If you, especially something like this, I mean, that pylon, 6 banelings dead. Actually, 5 banelings dead, I believe. But it's not hard to penalise a Protoss for the wall they do. If he puts his wall next to this Nexus, it's easy enough to defend for the Protoss. You can force field your mineral line. You only have to waste half as many force fields. The Zerg has to run around. You only use half as many cannons. But right now, that cannon doesn't really defend that pylon. You can bust it open. Now, Notorious is going the same opening, going for that Stargate, has hidden it really well, and how come my... Oh, because of when we did the camera thing, and I got off your camera, it didn't straighten up my camera properly. So I'm on an angle at the minute, apparently. It's weird. Oh, that's right, it doesn't matter. So Notorious, going for the same opening, going for that +1 weapon, so we'll be going for the exact same build as last game. Now, that will work really well, and it's... Seekreprieve's time to penalise Notorious for this wall has actually passed. He's going to have the sentries out to force field it off, and he won't be able to do anything about that. Now, the Roach Run and the Evolution Chamber are going down, so we will see the same builds as last time, and getting really early gas here. 3 gas. He's just getting him at the 3rd base. I thought there was another one at the main, but it does not matter. Robo coming out for pRoNotoriouS. And again, Phoenix. Phoenix are not the correct choice here. If he did bring out that Void Ray and then supported it with 2 Phoenix, this Queen's dead, this hatchery would not exist. It is so easy to destroy that hatchery. Same with this, he'd have to throw down Spore Quads. It's only lucky that his build happens to have that Evolution Chamber in that he can actually do it. Now, I don't believe he saw that Phoenix come through. He's still not scouting into the base. It is very important that you do that. You need to see what they're doing. He does have... Oh, pRoNotoriouS, are you going for an all-in? Hang on. He does have 4 gates. He is getting a warp prism. He's going to be warping into this 3rd base. He's throwing down spine crawlers, and I don't like this. Ideally, why did he lift that drone? Well, he can't shoot it because there's only 1 Phoenix.
Yeah.
Now, I know I've been saying I do and I don't like this a lot, and 2 things here. You don't need to throw down spine crawlers blindly. You need to scout. That's 2 drones that could have been mining plus an extra 200 minerals. So that's a lot of drones he could have had, even cancelling one. So he's losing a lot of mining time from that, and he's not going to have as many workers, 55 to 51. The secondly is just this thing. You have to wait for the Phoenix. If you are going to go Phoenix, you need at least 3, and it needs at least 3 Phoenix, 2 lifts, and that will destroy 1 Queen. But right now, he's just wasting energy. He's just getting damaged. I mean, this Warp Prism is coming in, and old Seekreprieve cannot see it. He did see it just then, but it is in the fog of war. He's going to be able to warp into the main of Seekreprieve, and all his units are out of position. Just Zealots, like if he got get some sentries, and you can just force field this ramp, and you can just do so much damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Seekreprieve is coming back into the main. We'll be able to fend this off quite easily. We'll lose the Queen, however.
He doesn't have any anti-air though to get rid of this Warp Prism. He will have
he
to
does.
move.
It's Queens.
Well,
but he's doing it. What? He's coming over to the 3rd base. Now, there are 2 Queens here. They will repel this quite easily. 4 Phoenix on the field. And this Spore Crawler is actually in a bad position. If this... no, never mind. Seekreprieve does have a decently sized army there and will not be able to do any more damage. pRoNotoriouS will be forced to retreat, not doing the amount of damage he would have liked, I would say. But he did get his 3rd base because of this. He is throwing down some more gateways in front of that. So he is at a total of 6 gateways. Does have the Colossus coming back out again, once again going for that same build. And you need to have at least a couple builds that you can do. Even if you just vary about the unit composition. I mean, you can go Stargate, that's cool. Try out a Void Ray. If you're going that Robotics Bay, you might opponent when Roaches get some Immortals. Immortals are just so dangerous. So it will be interesting to see whether they keep sticking with this. By the looks of it, they will. And once again, Seekreprieve not scouting into those bases. He needs to scout in there.
He's getting an
we have an
now.
overset. We have an overset. He's going to be scouting.
hold the phone.
Hold the books. He's going to be scouting.
But again, at 12 minutes, it's way too late.
Oh.
Metamorphosis complete.
Okay, so
Sees a Colossi.
pRoNotorious is just going to be building up. Seekreprieve will be seeing everything he needs to see. Those Phoenix are doing a good job of just seeing where everything is. They've seen the bases he needs to see. He does know where that army is, and Seekreprieve has nothing that shoots up still. And he's going to be going into that third base. That could be a mistake, especially with a couple more warp-ins and force fields. But he's just going to go for it anyway. He's going to be able to take out that cannon. He's going to take out the cannon. He's going to take out all these warping in buildings. And pRoNotorious, you've got your Zealot on hold position, dude. You've got your Zealot on hold position. You've got to get in. You've got to have to lift up a lot of ropes. Thermal Lance will be finishing up, and that's going to help him a great deal. Thermal Lance just did finish.
He will lose his third phase. He could lose him.
Notorious, he just figuring out that Zealot was on hold position. He will be able to push his army back now. The damage has already been done. He did lose that third base. These Stalkers are just completely out of position, warping, not necessarily warping in the best position there. And now Notorious is going to have to do so much damage just to get back into this game. He's down one base. Zerg is on 4 bases now, moving forward. Now remember that middle is no longer a gold base. It is blue on the GSL version. All good forces there, trapping those roaches on the ramp, forcing Seekreprieve to retreat. So the battles are over for now. Notorious does have to re-expand
in the
damage. Good night, but Notorious going to be continued harassing, but those drones aren't even there anymore.
Where'd they go? They're
going to touch it down the spire, and Mutalisks are on the way. That is the best option for Seekreprieve. Now he doesn't have to engage this army; just keep flying around. Now these Phoenix do have that up. Can get the range upgrade with the fleet beacon. Got no fleet beacon on because
we'll get it before the level 1 upgrade as well.
Yeah.
Will he? Oh, he's got 1 Zealot left. I think he will hold, and holds on 91 health.
Oh, Seekreprieve taking it fine there. Now, he really needs to get rid of this bloody warp prism. Warp prism's just going to be so irritating, just warping in wherever. He does have Mutalisks ready to strike, just send them in. He can send them straight into that mineral line. He's going to be able to do so much damage to him. Going to be able to get in and see how many works. He is going to kill 500,000 of them by the looks of it. Phoenix are on the way. He can engage those Phoenix.
He'd probably want to leave the base and then engage, because those Stalkers.
Yeah. And Seekreprieve is actually in a very good position. He's got his army based in the middle, so any path Notorious uses to attack, he will be able to engage. He does have tabs on that warp prism. He can. Why doesn't he kill it with his Mutalist? But he can kill it now. I'm hoping he will kill it soon. He is adding on more and more Mutalisks. There are currently 14 on the field. That is actually a nice number. Now cannons are going down for pRoNotorious.
Just goes straight past the warp prism. And it will go down.
He's leaving his Mutalisks out of position, and Notorious is going to be able to push forwards. And this is where Mutalisks aren't good. There's just so many Stalkers on the field. He needs to take out the Stalkers, not the Colossi. Once those Stalkers are gone, those Mutalisks will be able to do a lot of damage. But, they're targeting the wrong army there. And once again, Seekreprieve still has the larger army here. But those Colossi are just so deadly. He will be able to take out that 4th base. Will be able to push up into his 3rd. And Seekreprieve won't have anything to reinforce with apart from roaches. And those roaches aren't that good, but he's going for a base trade by the looks of it. He's going across map. He is going for a base trade. He's going to go straight for that 3rd base, and Notorious is retreating. Right now, pRoNotorious does have the advantage in any sort of base trade. Right now, he has the advantage. He can just force field off his ramps and just keep that Zerg out of base, but he will be able to just decimate this army. Colossus are out. He can lift up these roaches as well. He should be lifting them up, blinking in. And he needs to keep this army together, these roaches, and that's a problem that a lot of Zergs will come into with is just their unit composition. If you go roaches are really good early game. They're decently good mid game, but late game they are, I mean, honestly, they're rubbish. They just got no staying power. Stalkers become really good with Blink and with their upgrades. Roaches don't become as good. Colossi decimate them, Mortals decimate them. They can't shoot up for another reason, and for another thing. They can burrow, but by that time Protoss has observers on the field. So you need to keep evolving your unit composition into something that you can use against the Protoss. Corruptors are out in the field, but that's just going to be too late. He might be able to take out those Colossus, but Notorious is just so far ahead. Seekreprieve is going to be forced to GG. And yeah, that's quite interesting.
Well, I guess looking at that match, it was basically the identical game to the first game. Both see, it was a forward fast expand early. Seekreprieve did a fast third, got roaches out with evolution chamber. We had the fast Stargate into Robo with Colossi. It was the exact same game, but Seek just didn't get the attacks and the positioning that he wanted, and as you said, targeting the wrong force and probably not evolving quick enough. I feel that was one of the big reasons. But yeah, well played for both players again. It was a good game. And we'll be waiting on Seekreprieve for the third and final game of this set. It does tie it up one apiece. What are your thoughts?
So what I was gonna say before was about it was the same game, and it was played how the first game should have been played. But Seekreprieve and pRoNotoriouS were both in a similar position. The only difference in that game was Seekreprieve went Mutalisk and tried to target down the Colossi. In that engagement, it was fairly even. Had those Mutalisks been kept back and just targeted down the Stalkers, he could have taken out down all the Stalkers. The Mutalisks can just have their fun on the Colossus, and you might trade armies. The Mutalisks go alive, so you can go harass instantly. And the Protoss does have to reinforce his army again. So, as I said, it's the same way Game 1 should have been played. Notorious didn't engage properly in the first game, losing all his Colossi. And just waiting too long to engage. Now, we do have Game 3 on GSL Daybreak.
Yes, Seekreprieve has chosen GSL Daybreak. Daybreak was the first map of round 1. So we did see a lot of action on that map in round 1, but it obviously is not the required first map. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. It is another Forge Fast Expand map, or at least it's very common for Protoss to expand again with that first Zerg. And it looks like we'll be jumping straight into the game.
Well, they're ready straight away. So once again, I'm going to tell you how this map's going to play out. Protoss is going to Forge Fast Expand. Zerg's going to do a pull first into Hatch. Protoss is going to get a Stargate. Zerg won't scout. It's Phoenix, and we're going to see exactly what we saw in last game. And that's the problem with knowing the same build. Now, if these guys do the same build, this map is very good for Protoss. I mean, you can just take this third is nice and easy to engage. There's 2 entrances. Obviously, one of those entrances is from the natural. But we'll get straight into the introductions. I'll let you do them this time because I've got no control over the spinny thing.
Okay, you can do the intros. I'll just obs it.
No, you can do the intros.
Alright, no worries. So spawning in our top right hand corner in our third and final deciding game, we do have our yellow Zerg Seekreprieve. And spawning in our bottom left hand corner, taking game number 2, we do have the dark blue Protoss pRoNotoriouS. I should say probably pRoNotoriouS. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the Pro clan, if you will, around much. Is it stand for anything? Do you know of them? Flamga, my good sir. Alright, looks like I'm solo casting. No worries, we do have that silence.
Just need to get my drink because my throat is parched.
No worries, buddy. I asked the question to myself. That's fine. We'll live. So we do have a pylon going down with the Forge Fast Expand, as you stated. I was just making a comment about Notorious's clan tag. I haven't seen anyone else with that tag.
I don't think it's a clan tag. I think he's actually called pRoNotoriouS.
Okay, because in the challenge bracket it does have him as Notorious. So I was just wondering. But
okay. Interesting. So, yep, as we said, it's going to be the same build, and once you go into a best-of-3 series, if you do the same build, your opponent is going to assume that you're going to do the exact same thing, especially if you've done it twice in a row. And that can lead to a couple of things. Either you're going to have the same battle, so you're going to, okay, I can go this competition, but I can engage better, or I can get this upgrade faster, which is going to help against this unit composition. And, or your opponent can use that against you and go, okay, I know he's going to go Colossi. Scouts and go, yeah, he's gone exactly what I thought, so I'm going to go this and that hard count is what he's going to do. So I'm going to go Mutalisk and just harass because his army is just so immobile. And on Daybreak, it's really hard to defend your 3 bases because they're so far apart. In a straight line, those Mutalisks can attack the third, come around, go straight back into the main. And because of the gaps in the airspace, it's just so hard to engage them. However, Notorious, you baller, he's going to be... Oh, are you? Please tell me you're going to go for a cannon rush. No, no, cannon rush, dude. Oh, that would have been so good to see him cannon rush. But it doesn't matter. He's going to be scanning for that third base. He's doing the right thing. Going to be scanning for that third base. If he keeps scanning and sees that, he knows he's pretty safe just to probe up. Going to be doing off his wall again. And once again, pylons in walls not necessarily the strongest things. They can just take them out so easy with a banding bust, so easy with a roach bust as well. And it looks like we're going to be going into the same thing. So let's see who's improved the most.
Yeah, we do have those two gases at the same time. It's pretty standard, but again, they're a kind of key component of implying that we probably will see that tech heavy, maybe the Stargate or Robo, as you were saying. And this probe
okay, so we do have double gas from Notorious. Yeah, he will be going into a Stargate play. That cannon there on... I think he's... No, he's not out of range. Okay, so that cannon in the perfect spot there. That's actually a really good placement to defend that pylon. Not going to be hard walling off, but Zealot will be able to block that off. Again, I think it's a double... No, it's a single. It is a single. You can put a single Zealot in there and it should block it. And, Seekreprieve, please tell me you've learnt your lesson with the scouting. Please. He's not scouting with his other one, but he will be able to keep tabs on these other two gas guys. Now, a lot of people don't use these sort of things to help them scout whether you see gas or don't see gas, and Seekreprieve is going to pause. So I'll just talk about that quickly. If by seeing what gas they have, you can actually determine how tech heavy their build is. Now, against in ZVP, oh dear, look in options. If you don't see two gas at their expansion, or if you see one gas in the expansion, one gas in the main, which a lot of Protoss do.
I think it's on just to the right of the minimap.
Yeah, sorry, he's fixed it. He's fixed it. Yeah, he put the terrain option on. If you only see two gas, the Protoss is most definitely going some form of 6-gate all-in. Just full stop. That is it. He is going a 6-gate all-in because he's not teching and he's not expanding. He doesn't need any more gas, so he's just going to be making Zealots, Sentries, Zealot Sentry Stalkers. And he might have Blink, he might have whatever upgrades he's gone. But no, he's actually just throwing down extra gateways, so Notorious changing it up now. And actually, he can actually be going for all... This is where this map's really good. He can actually go for a just a small push, just with Sentries, just with Zealots, off his 3 gates. Build out, actually 4 gates now, sorry. You can build a pylon up in this hidden area and attack this third. Now, sending the single Zealot, you don't want to do that. You want to send a nice small group, because what's going to happen is Zerglings is just going to come in, he's going to kill it, it's going to be a waste. If you send that in with a few more units, it can buffer up, it can do a bit more damage than what it is. Now, he will have Warp Gate up soon, so he will be able to start putting on aggression. Now, he has no defensive units on the field. He's engaging the Queen, though. He should be engaging his drones. Oh, actually, would he get it? No, he won't. 25 health, never mind. I'm getting a bit optimistic there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Seekreprieve can see all these gateways. He is going to be going 7-gate all-in. This Warp Gate will be finishing up. The probe is out. The hidden pylon is beginning. He's going to make 2. And we will see an early finish to this game. Seekreprieve needs to be able to scout. He scouts his pylons.
He's coming in now. I like this.
Oh no, Seekreprieve's going to see everything. So now this is the scouting information you need. This is what you need to see. Warp Gate has finished. The gates are morphing in. He's going to see all these gates and he's just going to go, oh my god, he's going to kill me. Spine Crawler's instantly going up at the third base. Not going up the expansion, good, because this is where the engagement is going to take place. It's easier to engage at the third than at the natural, just because at the natural you've got it's just quicker to reinforce from both bases. At the third, he has to engage from his main, reinforce from his main. Now the Zealots are coming in, taking out the Queen. These Spine Crawlers are going to go down really quickly, and the Zealots are just so strong that he's going to be able to walk in. He's going to be adding in those Stalkers. Wouldn't be surprised to see some Sentries added in as well. He's going to need force fields against this. But Seekreprieve has nothing. He doesn't have any sort of army whatsoever. He's thrown so hard at 47 drones currently. 14, 16 lings and 7 roaches on the way, but no metabolic boost, so no speed for those Zerglings, and they're just not going to be very effective at all against this unit composition. Now he's going to be able to move straight in and take out anything and everything he wants. And pRoNotoriouS, how come his supply? Oh, never mind. His pylon got destroyed. Say how come his supply blocked? But he will be able to reinforce from those pylons at the south of the map. This third will go down, and he needs to keep this army together. You need to keep this army together because together this Zerg army isn't actually that scary at all. These zealots can decimate the Zerglings, the stalkers can decimate the roaches. And pRoNotoriouS is definitely all in with this. He's just reinforcing like crazy at the moment. And these zealots and these stalkers are going to be able to do so much damage. Now, he did not get +1 with this. I cannot get you to understand how important that +1 is. With +1, these zealots two-shot Zerglings.
Yeah,
they demolish Zerglings with +1. You need +1, especially with this sort of attack. Now he's going to be reinforcing with more roaches, but there's so many stalkers on the field now. If these zealots paint the damage sufficiently, he'll be all.
Could be very close.
pRoNotoriouS, you can't corner yourself like this, dude. You're going to be reinforcing with more zealots. He needs to wait to engage if these zealots get there. Zealots will reinforce and be able to do some more damage, but Seekreprieve will hold this off. And he's just going to have to go back into a macro game, throwing down a robo bait and not doing the damage he needed to. That would have, honestly, that could have finished the game. If you engage with that sort of attack, it can do so much damage. You need to keep your units together. You need to make sure you attack together. You don't want to get your units split. You want to make sure your units don't die, especially with the shields they regenerate. You want to keep them back, let them regenerate, get them back engaging. Now, pRoNotoriouS will be going into a robotics bay. He will be hopefully adding on Colossi into this mixture will be good. He needs to take that third base now. And right now, Seekreprieve is going to be ahead. He is ahead, not in the work count amazingly, but he's going to be ahead in bases. He's going to be able to build much more workers than Notorious. So he will be able to come back, and he does have a big run. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of push into his base, but he needs to reinforce his speed. Yeah, he is going to reinforce his speed. Never mind.
Yeah, I guess recapping that other engagement, Seekreprieve did focus down the pylon, the most forward one. It did supply block Notorious for a little while, but it also did extend the distance between reinforcements. As we have another engagement about to have a nice force field, blocking a lot of those roaches.
Notorious is just in a strong position. With that, while he can get up, makes Notorious use more force. He only had one sentry in that composition. And this is where the tipping point is going to begin. If Notorious can get this third base and saturate it, Notorious is going to be so far ahead. And Reprieve does have the army composition to actually deny this. He could, if he really wanted it, he can deny it. He just needs to build up some more roaches to store in an attack. Now, once again, he's adding on a macro hatch. He did add on the infestation pit. I did see it add on before. So once again, going for that same composition, it's good.
Scout the third now.
Oh no!
Seekreprieve will scout the third.
See the third. A nice amount of cannons at the third, though. He will be able to attack into it, but instead he's just going to go for a fourth. He's going to try and macro up. He's going to try and out macro Notorious, and Notorious is actually ahead on workers again. So he's ahead on bases, he's ahead on workers, and he's droning up, but it's going to take a tiny bit for him to catch back up in economy. Now this macro hatch, it's really only needed, especially if you're going a Zergling heavy build. If you're going in Infesta Roach, you really don't need that macro hatch because all your gas, all your minerals will be spent on that unit composition. Zerglings are just so cheap, you can just make millions of them, especially with the amount of lava you need. And right now, Zerglings would actually be a really good decision. This is a very stalker and immortal heavy army, and immortals wasting fire on Zerglings is actually better than them wasting fire on roaches or on anything else.
Yeah, he's 17 drones behind this, so that's a huge amount of drones. Will jump him straight back up.
So I was going to say, before pRoNotoriouS was all in, he did do damage, so that allows him to negate the economy damage he did to himself by destroying that third base. And now Seekreprieve is not going to be all in, but he doesn't really have a strong army. Notorious, because of that advantage he gave himself, is able to max out his army. Going to be able to max out his army a lot faster. It's going to be a lot bigger. Ideally, he can move out with this. He really should.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the army size, 84 v 54. As we said, 17 drones from Seek, so we did drone quite heavily behind it. Now even in that aspect, but yeah, if Notorious lets Seekreprieve just chill out for too long, it will mean it will be too much of an even engagement, and it could actually turn the tide of the battle. Obviously, this is stuff that we know as casters, but he doesn't have the Xel'Naga towers or really any vision. If we go to his vision, he actually only has his base and the 2 pylons out to the right of the field, so that is something that maybe could be improved on. Had he had the Xel'Naga tower early, he might have seen that the army wasn't as big as he might have expected to be at the moment and might have engaged. But again, that's all in hindsight.
I'll just be right back in a minute. I'm required to do non-StarCraft 2 related matters. I'll be back in about a minute.
No worries. So Seekreprieve has started to get his his army back up. He is getting a greater spire, 5 roaches in production as well. But it looks like we do have an engagement at the 4th. Or perhaps he will retreat, seeing that the spine crawlers and the Zerg army is there. And these two stalkers will go down for no gain. But it looks like we're about to have the engagement. And I can't actually do everyone, but no force fields yet. Nice force field there, but I would like to see some fungals from Seekreprieve. There have been no fungals yet, and a few fungals now. But again, these force fields are just blocking off every single access route to Seekreprieve, and it means that these stalkers get free range on the army of Seekreprieve, and it's not looking good. Seekreprieve hasn't really been able to do much damage. If you look at the health bars of the units, he only has infestors left. He can fungal, but only for so long, and this 4th will go down. We do have reinforcements streaming through from the right, and it's not looking good for Seekreprieve.
Time, didn't I?
Yeah, it's okay.
Notorious is just going to own. Yeah, I don't think much really needs to be said. Notorious he's going to be able to engage in any way he wants. He can just push up, he can attack move into his base. His army, he's just so strong, he has so many immortals, he does have a lot of stalkers. The only thing that would be really good against this army are just millions upon millions of Zerglings because of the lack of sentries, and even then, he'd need a lot of Zerglings. Yeah. And a lot of roaches, and he doesn't have it. He even built Corruptors blindly. He actually built those Corruptors blindly.
Well, he did get a Greater Spire, so perhaps he was looking for the Broodlord transition, but yeah, he didn't seem to scout after that initial 7.
Ideally, with building those Corruptors, he didn't have the money to instantly morph. That's sort of why it's a bit like you can't really build them unless unless you can actually use them in combat. So you can use them for corruption. I mean, that's still some form of use, and then morph them into Broodlords when you've got the money. But if you don't have the money straight away, you're better off just building roaches, because they're going to be nothing in your force until they morph. But especially if your opponent's on your front door, they're not going to morph in time. You're going to have less of an army than what you would have had anyway, and by the time they have morphed, you've got nothing to tank with anyway, so they're just going to die.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, I mean, all 3 games were entertaining. There was no kind of quick games. I mean, all of them came down to some major engagements, and I guess the notable thing to look at from Seek's perspective is that lack of scouting perhaps put him behind in the aspect that he wasn't able to make a composition that necessarily countered Protoss. But yeah, promising signs from both. There'll obviously be two plays to look out for in the rest of the series. And thank you again for co-casting. Appreciate it. It's always good to have a senior member up in the cast.
I'm just looking at what rank they were. So Seekreprieve actually isn't ranked 1v1. I'll see what pRoNotoriouS is. Just because it does sound bad, but like you do. Oh, pRoNotoriouS is 1v1 Masters. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Seekreprieve is Masters. He hasn't played in 12 weeks 1v1.
So there we go. So that's probably the issue. So I mean, a lot of the things we were saying are actually just very important things about you need to scout. You need to you can't just go. Oh, now I can't remember what I was going to say. We just scout. You need to scout. But no, definitely both those guys' scouting could be improved upon. So it'll be interesting to see how they get better later on. I mean, it's not hard stuff that's to fix. It's just all these small things, and when you get them right, you go from just winning battles to just raping people just because you've got all that information. You're building your units efficiently, and you're just engaging efficiently as well.
Yeah, definitely. So we will be stopping the cast, so we may have some more games later tonight. I'm not sure There are definitely a lot more games to happen still for round 2, so be sure to subscribe and look out for us for the remainder of the week. We do have, I think, 6 more weeks left of this, so there are a lot of games. There's 25 games per week, 25 sets, I should say. So plenty of games still to happen. So thank you again, Flanger, and I'm sure
That's
we'll
all right,
see
man.
you very shortly in future casts.
Yes, I'll be home. I arrive back Sunday, so I will be
Wow.
back into hopefully casting that week after because I'm going to be jet lagged again.
We look forward to it. No worries. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks.